Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, JessieLynnsRibbons. Today I'm going to be talking about, what I'm going through. So some of you have been wondering, why did I go to the ER? It was in some comments on another channel. It was also, I got a few messages on TikTok and on Instagram, and I didn't really want to answer until I got home, and by the time I got home it was too late to really answer anyone. And then today, which is the 27th, John is with me, he today's 27th, and then there was John had asked for prayers from everybody, and this is the first time I've been awake, like fully awake, so I decided to come sit up and get out of bed and walk for a few minutes, because I'm in a lot of pain. And so he had asked for prayers, which thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. A prayer chain is always the best. It helps. Prayer really does help, and it always helps in numbers. I honestly couldn't have made it through my cancer journey without everybody. I couldn't have made it through my surgery without everybody, so it just means the world to me. So on February 26th, 2 days prior to that, I was having kidney pain, and I call it the 4 stages. So there's a stone in your kidney, then there's your I always get the name wrong. What's it called?
Ureter.
Your ureter, okay, which is stage 2, the stone going into your ureter. Then stage 3 is your bladder, and stage 4 is your urethra. And the 2 that hurt the most is your ureter and your urethra when the stone goes through those 2. Well, 2 days prior to the 26th, I was having pain from the stone going from my kidney to my urethra. And it hurts, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's just like 0 to 10, it's like a 4. But by the 26th of February, I was in excruciating pain. I went for a shower. When I got out of the shower, I just immediately got hit with the worst pain ever. It was like a 50 out of a 10. It was off the scales. I was crying. I was on all fours, wiggling back and forth as best I could, because I can't put that much pressure on myself because I have my surgery site and then I have my port, and it was horrible. And I don't like going to the hospitals. I hate going to the hospital, especially after what had just recently happened. I think should be the video before this or video before that, I'm not sure. There was a tragedy, so I'm sure if you guys watch you'll know. But I don't like hospitals. I don't do well in them. I get high anxiety. But I looked at John and I was like, I need you to call my doctor. I need to get a CT scan, something, or not CT scan, a ultrasound immediately, because last time I had that feeling, it was a stone stuck and I had to have emergency surgery. And so we went to my doctor's office, which again, I don't live very far from, thank God. And they said there's 2 options. We can order you a CT scan for tomorrow morning, or we can have you go over we'll send a note that you're immunocompromised, so you can't be in the waiting room with others, and we can get you to the hospital tonight. And so I said, okay, well, let's go to the hospital then. So we went over to the hospital, and the front desk they didn't give a shit. They didn't, they had the note, they saw what it said, and they're like, it's okay, just go sit over there, you're fine. And it was like, no, I'm immunocompromised. I cannot go over there. I can't go sit where there's so many sick people coughing and everything. I was like, I can't do that. On top of that, I have radiation, in from that time, it was a few days. And it was just like, no. So, luckily, some stuff happened. I'm not going to go into detail. I got a room very quickly after that. And we had to call the doctor and everything. And then she called the hospital, and I got a room. So we'll put it that way. And I got taken back to my room, and the very back in a corner to where I was near no one. And so that way everything was sterile and safe for me. And John was with me, and my children were with me because, I mean, well, they're not old enough to be alone. So I went back. They put me, they hooked up my port, which, love my hospital, but I feel like nurses need to be, have better classes or longer classes when it comes to dealing with ports. Nurses in the ER versus the infusion center, completely different experience. They didn't know which needle. They asked me which needle. They didn't even ask me for my port card, which you have a card that it tells all your port information on it, what gauge of needle, what to do afterwards, everything. They didn't ask for that. Luckily, I had mine, so we were able to give it to them so they can get the right needle for it. So that was, you can guess, that was not fun. No numbing, no nothing, but it's whatever. My skin is pretty thin right there, so it didn't really matter at that point, but it was just not a fun experience. So I got 1,000 milliliters of fluid. Then it was time, and then I got blood work drawn, and then I went for, so this, I'm saying it fast, but it was a very slow process. I was there for many hours. And then I went for my CT scan, and I will put up photos right here. And that is my stone that's coming in from, has left my kidney and went into my urethra. So that was the first picture. And then this is the picture right here of my kidneys. You can tell which one's swollen, which one isn't. And you can also see the little stones that are in it. And there's actually even more. There's a cluster with a ton of them. And there's also 3 little stones already in my bladder waiting to come out. So I have to, in total, pass 4 stones. So that's the photo, and I'll let it, I'll leave it on the screen for a little bit longer so you guys can look. So you can pause and you can zoom in on it, and you can actually see the stones. They're bright white, but I did circle them just to make it easier for you guys. So after my CT scan, I came back to the room, and I was in a lot of pain. I refused every pain med that they tried to give me. I mean, those doctors and nurses were amazing. They were trying to give me whatever they could give me for the pain, because I was in so much pain. I couldn't stop wiggling around. I was in so much pain. I was holding a heat pack on me. It was horrible. John was like, stop being so stubborn. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to get the spins. I don't want to throw up. I have a metaphobia, you know. And come to find out that the one med that the doctor kept recommending, which we know this doctor, by the way, the one he kept recommending Toradol, which I get that for my migraines. So when he kept saying it, I was like, no, thank you, you know, because whenever I would get it, it was a cocktail, and meaning it was 3 different meds. They would give you in a shot in your butt, and it would make your migraine go away. But for me, it would give me the spins, and I would get really nauseous, which then they would have to give me Phenergan for the nausea. So I didn't want that. Come to find out, the Toradol that he was talking about was just Toradol, straight Toradol. So there's no side effects, literally. It's just to help with the pain. And I was like, well, if I would have known that, I would have said yes to you in the first place. And so he ordered it for me immediately, and they gave it to me through my IV, through my port. And within, they said 10 minutes it should hit, but it took longer for me. And it took about, I would say, an hour to hit me and help. It didn't fully take away the pain, but it took it away enough that I could breathe again. Like I wasn't moving around. I let go of the heating pad. Like I was okay. Like I could get up and go to the bathroom, and it wasn't a big deal. It was manageable. So, and that's all I really need. I can take a lot of pain as long as you make it a little bit manageable. I can handle it. And then after I had that med, altogether I had 2,000 milliliters of fluids. I barely peed the whole time I was there, TMI, but whatever. And then it was time, finally, after all those hours, past dinner time, past the kids' bedtime, past our bedtime, that I got to be discharged. So they had to de-access my port. Well, they took my port off, like out, not my port out. Oh God, no. They took the needle out of my port, and they didn't heparin lock me. And my card even states, they had my card, they even states you have to heparin lock me. That's how my port works. They did not do that. And so they, they're amazing. They're kind of like, oh, we didn't know. Most patients that we deal with down here, they don't need that. So this is like, first time in a while. So we'll order right now. And they ordered it. But by that point, I had just been stuck. They just removed the needle. I didn't want to get stuck again, because then that would hurt really badly for me. So I said, no. I'm going to I'll go to the infusion center tomorrow, and I'll have them heparin lock me. And they're like, okay, and have a good night and everything else. And then we went home, and so they couldn't send me home with any Toradol. The pharmacy doesn't do that no more, and all the pharmacies were closed. So I had to take Tylenol and ibuprofen at 3 a.m, which did nothing, and I had to suffer through more, but it's okay. It's what happens. The second the pharmacy opened, John was out the door getting me my Toradol. He got home, and I had to force myself to eat, and I took the Toradol, and then I went back to sleep, and I slept all day. I woke up to go to the bathroom. John had me drink some of my drink, and then I went back to sleep. And then he called the infusion center, and they told him that when I come on Friday for my radiation appointment, that they come early and they'll heparin lock me, so that way, I don't get any blood clots. And so that was the story of what happened to me, why I went to the ER. I'm still in a lot of pain, but I took my medicine. I personally don't believe in pain meds. I don't like how they make you feel. Now, before, 2020, if a doctor would have given me pain meds because I was in pain, I would have taken it because I wouldn't have cared. But I had a really bad experience in 2020 at a hospital during the COVID time, where they were trying to keep everyone away from each other, and they had locked me by myself in a room, and they wouldn't let John in, nothing, and all I had was a phone to call the front desk, and it was a scary thing. And so I just don't do well with hospitals. So I get scared to take meds, I get scared to get IVs, everything. So it's just, it was trauma. And but I'm slowly getting over it because of what I have to go through now. So I'm doing better. But I did accept Toradol, so you should be proud of me for that one. I mean, John was. He was like, finally. Like, even my mom, whenever she got to talk to me, she was like, finally, like, I'm tired of you being stubborn. Well, I don't mean to be stubborn. It's just, I'm petty. But that's what happened to me. I have not, as of this moment, I still have not passed the stone. I am praying, and please pray for me that I pass all 4 of these stones before I have to go to my radiation on Friday, because I really just don't want to have to be put in different positions with this going on. That'd be horrible. But I'm going to cut it here because I just realized I'm at the 15-minute mark. But hocus pocus. I love hocus pocus. But I hope everyone has a great day and a great night, and you all stay blessed and keep me in your prayers. Thank you. I love you guys. Bye, everybody.